Before I start this video, I would like to pay my respects to Mr. Alan Speakman, chairman of the Ashford and District Sunday League for nearly 40 years, who sadly passed away in September. Alan dedicated most of his life to grassroots football in various roles, including not only chairman of the league, but also treasurer and secretary, as well as running Prince Albert's Sunday League side for around 45 years. Alan was well known and very loved within the community, and here we can see some of our teams paying their respects to him following the news of his passing. Rest in peace, Alan. Hello everyone, welcome to the latest Ashford Sport football roundup. Been about a month since the last video, so I've got loads to go through and to catch up on. I'm going to look back at the news from the start of September, then I'm going to go through all of the latest results and then look at the upcoming fixtures as well. Now, I recently uploaded a sports roundup video looking at everything other than football because, football in Ashford's big enough that it needs its own video every month. So if you want to check that out, please feel free. There's plenty of content on there. Click on my channel and you'll find it there. Otherwise, I'll link it in the description below. And as always, before I begin, go like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and of course subscribe on YouTube. The more interactions these videos get along with the channel, the more it gets affected by the old YouTube algorithm, meaning the channel will grow and you and your clubs will get seen more by anyone searching Ashford related content on the web, so it all helps. In no particular order this month, I'm going to start off with Mr. Barry Fuller, who recently celebrated his 37th birthday, but he's shown no signs of slowing down quite yet, as in early September he celebrated once again, but this time because he earned his 600th career start as he captained Dorking Wanderers to a 2-2 draw away at Chelmsford City. Probably also worth mentioning fellow Ashfordian Bobby Joe Taylor, who got on the score sheet in that fixture, scoring a penalty just before the break. Sticking with Barry Fuller, his academy is putting on a half-term camp in October, so if you're interested for your kids, girls or boys aged 4 to 14, then do check that out via their Facebook page. There are several other football academies in Ashford who will be holding camps over the half-term, another one of those being TSS, Technique Soccer School. Theirs are going to be held at Ashford Cricket Club for 2 days. Maybe this one might be of interest to any 4 to 13 year olds out there. Make sure you check them out on Facebook as well. Sticking to the theme of academies, Ashford United recently announced a football and sports development partnership with Charlton Athletics Community Trust. This will see the trust use Ashford's Homeland Stadium as their South Kent community hub. This will see Charlton Athletic Community Trust deliver a free 2-year further education post-16 football academy for all players. There's plenty of information on this on Ashford's club website, so check out the link to the news article in the description below if you're keen on reading more. But it's safe to say this will look like a great move for AUFC and something the community are going to benefit from as well. A huge shout out to 2 local Ashford referees, George Head and Ben Marshall, who both completed the Brighton Marathon in September, raising money for Porchlight, which is Kent's largest charity for the homeless and vulnerable. Not only that, but back in June they also completed an 18-hour walk and covered over 41 miles for the same cause. They've raised so far over £1,300 on their Just Giving page. If you'd like to donate any more, then find the link to their page in the description of this video. Another referee who deserves a shout out is Josh Williams. He was recently awarded with the Colin Boswell Young Referee of the Year by the Kent Football Association. They said he has demonstrated key elements of refereeing DNA, respect, empathy, fitness and personal development. A truly worthy winner of this new award. Congratulations, Josh. Now, sticking with the Kent FA, they hosted the Kent Community Cup final at Chatham Town Sportville Stadium in September, and it was won by Ashford's own Breaks FC as they smashed Canterbury Christchurch University 7-1 thanks to goals from Sam Wilson, Jamie Gilmore, Daniel Wanstall, Kyle Hunt, and a hat-trick from the man of the match, Craig Calvert. And here's the lads celebrating, lifting the trophy after the game. Go check out their Facebook page and read their match report, it's a great read. Congratulations to Breaks. Still sticking with the Kent FA, you may remember last month I mentioned they were offering grassroots clubs the opportunity to redeem funding, which Mersham Sports Club did back in August. Well, congratulations to Smarden Juniors under 13s, who did exactly the same, and they will be able to purchase new goalposts as a result of a successful application. And not only them, but also Park Farm Rangers FC, who have been granted funding for pitch maintenance equipment. Honestly, it's worth a go to apply for funding. It won't do any harm, so give Lee Sutter an email for information if your club are in desperate need for funding. Now, I just mentioned Park Farm Rangers. Well, their club welfare officer Simon Gibson will be running the Beachy Head Marathon on the 23rd of October to raise money for the club in the hope that they can purchase new 11-a-side goals for their youth teams to use. And again, I'll link his Just Giving page in the description if you want to donate, but check out the post on Park Farm Rangers Facebook page if you want to give it a share and help promote it. Now, personally, I love seeing volunteers recognised for their hard work, and that's exactly what Pilgrims have done here, who presented Charlie King with a 10-year service award, thanking him and showing their gratitude for everything he's done since being involved with the club. It's the longest anyone's been involved with Pilgrims, so congratulations Charlie, and thank you for your service to the community. Quick mention here for the Ashford and District Saturday Football League. They've got a brand new Facebook page, so if you've got a spare moment, go and search for it and give it a like, as it will always be a way of keeping up to date with latest results and fixtures from their clubs. The old page seems to be no more, so go give this one some love. Speaking of giving some love, I want to give a shout out to South Ashford Football Club. Their social media is superb, and I'm always impressed with their content, and they do a fantastic job of promoting their teams and keeping their fans up to date with how the youth sides are getting on. They've recently posted this excellent informative video about the club on the 19th of September. Go check it out, and you never know, it might be of interest to your son or daughter if they're aged between 5 and 14. They could really fit in there at South Ashford. Now on to results and fixtures, and as always, starting at the top of the men's pyramid, we've got Ashford United, who had a pretty solid September. Just the 4 games, as their scheduled game with Hastings at the end of the month was postponed due to the fuel situation. Hopefully that sorts itself out soon, but 3 wins from the 4 sees them sitting in the playoffs in 5th, just 3 points off top position. They had a week off in early September, no thanks to their early FA Cup exit. However, they travelled away to Whitehawk, who most people would have expected to be a better side this season. Ashford came back with 3 points after scoring 4, thanks to goals from Tommy Fagg and Luke Burden, plus a double from J May. The Nuts and Bolts followed that up a few days later with a dominant display over high-flying Herne Bay, beating them 2-1 with J May and Johan ter Horst both netting, and also finishing the game with 10 men for the final 15 minutes, so was a little bit sketchy, but they got there in the end. Disappointing defeat away to Haywards Heath came, and apparently it was a match everyone wanted to forget, so I will speed past that one, but success the following week as they knocked out Buckinghamshire based side Chalfont St Peter with a penalty shootout win, with goalkeeper Tyler McCarthy making 3 saves in that affair. October looks like this for Tommy Warrillow's side. This weekend they host 3 Bridges at Homelands, usually a bit of a pushover side going by recent years. However, they're sitting mid-table this season at the moment, so as it stands they could potentially spring a surprise. There's no date yet for the rescheduled Hastings League game that was postponed last week. However, United do travel away there in the next round of the FA Trophy on the 9th of October. So not an easy route to the next stage of the competition. Hastings will certainly be putting out a strong side for that fixture. 16th of October will most definitely be an interesting match. It's always fun and games when Sevenoaks and Ashford face each other, thanks to the friendly rivalry, let's say, between Ashford fans and Sevenoaks manager Mickey Collins. However, this away fixture has never been kind to Ashford in recent years, so fingers crossed their fortune changes. United end the month hosting Whitstable Town on the 23rd of October, who recently parted ways with manager and ex-Nuts and Bolts assistant manager Lloyd Blackman before they travel away to Cray Valley on the 30th of October. Going into the weekend, AUFC sit 5th in the South East Division, and a win tomorrow could potentially see them go top, depending on other results. On to Kennington now, and unfortunately their September wasn't quite as good as their August was. August was an undefeated month for the Ton with 4 wins and 3 draws out of the 7 games. However, they could only muster 1 win in September with 2 league defeats and a gracious loss in the Emirates FA Cup to higher opposition. The month started with that FA Cup defeat as they hosted an experienced Carshalton Athletic at Homelands, but despite great effort from Dan Score's side, Carshalton went home with a comfortable 3-0 win. The Ton were unable to bounce back 10 days later as they travelled midweek away to Deal Town, which, to be fair, isn't the best away day for a Tuesday night, and it seems home advantage was favourable for Deal as Kennington lost again, this time 2-0. Desperate to get back to winning ways, they certainly did that, brushing aside Wellingtown at Homelands with a 5-2 win, thanks to goals from Robbie Dolan, Tommy Penfold and a Gary Lockyer hat-trick. The Ton ended a tricky month with one of their toughest fixtures of the season, going away to Chatham Town and coming home with a 3-1 defeat, Gary Lockyer with their consolation goal. September may have been tricky, but October could be a long one for Kennington. They've currently got 7 games scheduled, and this weekend they travel away to the Weald to take on Rustle before hosting Hollands and Blair at Homelands this coming Tuesday. Next Saturday they welcome Crowborough Athletic to Homelands, and in a week following they're back at Homelands again as they host Deal Town in the Kent Senior Trophy. Now 7 days following the Kent Senior Trophy fixture they face Deal Town once again, this time away in the FA Vase first round, and this will be the third time that they've played each other in just over a month. Another tough away game, as on the 26th of October they travel away to Sheppey United before they end the month by hosting Erith and Belvedere at home on the 30th of October. Going into this weekend, Kennington have dropped down into 10th position, but with just one win in their last 5 games. However, a couple of good results will certainly see them climb back further up the top half. Now, Ashford FC started their September with a 6-2 win over Equinoccio FC in the second round of the Bill Manklow Inter-Regional Cup. 4 goals from captain Riley Alford saw him break the club's all-time goal-scoring record as he netted his 40th goal. Midfielders Kieran Shrimpton and Stephen Cowell also got on the score sheet as they progressed into the next round. Their only defeat of the month came as they lost 2-1 away to Russell Reserves before a 6-0 demolition over Rochester City in their first game at their new home as they firmly marked their territory at Reachfield Stadium. Alford back at it again with 2 goals, Kieran Shrimpton with another, and Lewis O'Leary scoring a hat-trick on their historic day. The goal scoring did not stop there though, as they followed up that result with an excellent 7-0 win away at Idehill in the Kent Intermediate Challenge Shield, brushing past the higher league opposition into the second round. Alford and Shrimpton once again on the score sheet, Gower and O'Leary both scoring a double, and debutant Ruben London Hobbs also getting in on the act. Last weekend, a 2-0 win over Hollands and Blair Reserves with goals from O'Leary and Shrimpton to put the Steamers into second place. Here's how October's looking for Ashford. It's a big local derby tomorrow as they travel away to top of the league Tenterden Town before 3 consecutive home games against Minster, Cuxton and Thanet respectively, and they end their month away to Gurinanak on the 30th of October. On to Tenterden Town, and they definitely would have enjoyed their September. Early month saw them travel away to Minster to pick up a point with a 2-2 draw with goals from Joe Fisher and Jordan King. Followed that up with back-to-back away wins in the league against Snodland Town Reserves and Whitstable Town Reserves respectively, goals from Brad Burton and a double from Charlie Sharp against Snodland, whilst Burton bagged himself a double against Whitstable, with Charlie Sharp on the score sheet again alongside Jack Goldsmith and Justin Howard. A 4-0 win over Crockenhill was more than enough to see the Dens through to the next round of the Kent Intermediate Challenge Shield, thanks to goals from Antonio Comparetto, Joe Fisher, Ed Miller and Charlie Sharp, before an 8-2 thrashing over Winsborough at Homewood School in the league, with the Jordan King hat-trick being the standout stat of the game. Goals also came from Brad Burton, Jack Goldsmith, Callum Howland, Charlie Sharp and George Large. So far just the 3 fixtures for Tenterden in October, though of course all fixtures that I mentioned in this video are subject to change and cup ties may be arranged after this video is released, but tomorrow's local derby versus Ashford definitely going to be a great fixture. They then host Lordswood Reserves on the 9th of October before travelling away to Surrey on October the 23rd. So here's the table for the Kent County League Division 1 East and Central. We don't need to worry about anything other than the top 2 positions for the time being. This makes tomorrow's match even more interesting, but good luck to both Ashford and Tenterden. Hope you're still both up there by the time I release my next roundup video. Into Division 3 East and Central now, and a look at how Pilgrims got on in September. Just the 1 win mid-month, which was a 2-1 victory over Sinkport Reserves, thanks to goals from Darren Newsholm and Tim Williams. They started the month with a 4-1 home defeat to AFC Rangers in the Les Lecky Cup, Carla McLeod scoring their late consolation goal in that one. And they were due to face AFC Rangers again, but their league game was postponed. They ended the month with a 2-1 away defeat to Lennon Wanderers, with another Carla McLeod goal, just not quite enough to pick up a point. Tomorrow it's another local derby as Pilgrims host Tenterden Town Reserves in the league. It'll be 3 consecutive home games for Pilgrims as they also welcome West Kingsdown and Locomotive Canterbury to Great Chart later in October. A trip over to Paddock Wood on the 23rd of October will be followed by another home game as Tankerton visit Pilgrims on the 30th. Tenterden Town Reserve started their month with a 3-1 away victory in the Les Lecky Cup thanks to goals from Greg Daniel and a double from Matt Goldsmith. Manager Toby Allen with praise for Greg Daniel, who was impressive on his debut. Back-to-back league wins for the Dens Reserves, firstly at home to Sinkport's Reserves and 6 different goal scorers in a 6-3 victory. Goals came from Greg Daniel, Jake Delgado, Matt Goldsmith, Harry Lambourne, Barney Maybourne and Farid White. That result was followed up with a 4-3 away victory at Lennon Wanderers thanks to a double from Matt Goldsmith and Daniel and White also both getting back on the score sheet. It wasn't to be a perfect month, however, as despite scoring 4 goals away from home, Locomotive Canterbury managed to score 7 as Matt Goldsmith, Justin Howard, Harry Lambourne and Sam Aids all hit the back of the net. Just 3 games for Tenterden reserves currently scheduled for October, starting of course with tomorrow's local derby against Pilgrims before travelling away to Gillingham Town on the 16th of October, and then they host Ashford FC in the next round of the Les Lecky Cup on the 23rd of October. Here's the league table for Division 3. Pilgrims are down to 10th, though they have only played 4 games, so hopefully they will pick up points from their games in hand. Tenterden reserves are up to 7th and have also only played 4 games as well. Good luck to both sides tomorrow as they play that local derby. Ashford ladies had a mixed month, winning 1, losing 1 and drawing 1. Their win came at Newhaven thanks to a double from Rebecca Janes in a 2-1 scoreline. Now, a double from Jade Stedman unfortunately wasn't enough as AFC Acorns beat our ladies, but a goal from Rebecca White earned Ashford ladies a draw at Homelands against Hastings United women, who arguably are favourites to win the league. 4 big games coming up in October. First of all, this Sunday at Homeland Stadium, our ladies host Hackney Women's in the FA Cup, 3 PM kickoff. So make sure you get down there and support the ladies. Now next week, back to league action as they travel away to Bexhill United, and then it's Kent Cup action the week later as they host Tunbridge Wells at Homelands, before they're at home again at the end of the month welcoming Herne Bay women in the league. Here's the league table, and as you can see, Ashford ladies sitting 5th with a game in hand, and that draw against Hastings was excellent as so far that's actually the only points Hastings have dropped this season. That's going to be all from me for now. I would have liked to have covered the likes of the Sunday leagues and some other clubs as well, but time has been against me and I wouldn't have been able to get this video out before the weekend otherwise. As always, thank you for watching. If your club would like to be featured, then please get in touch via the Facebook page, Ashford Sport, or email us on info@ashfordsport.co.uk with any information, news, photos or videos that you would like us to promote. It's always appreciated. Any likes, comments or shares of this video, and a subscription to the channel would be a huge help to contribute towards growing Ashford Sport. Thank you and have a good day.